Jealous of she being lecturing to you. I got jealous. Okay, I just felt I should say a few things to you in terms of now that you're, so let's say, in tourism business, say, I've learned Ms. Spider taught me to use the word, she's taught me to use the word visitor, which I'm agreeing to. Okay, so you're going to have visitors. More than likely they'll be coming from overseas, right? Now one thing we've been doing in this country is we're promoting this country, Dominica, as the nature isle of the Caribbean. Are we not?
Yes.
Good. So there comes these people from overseas one, let's say, coming to your place, whether it be a farm or whatever, you're talking to them, show them, but there at the background, there's your husband, your son, or your brother spraying with some Gramazole or Roundup. Remember, we are saying that this country is the nature island of the Caribbean. This is a thing that should never happen in terms of the day these people are on your farm or you're in your project. There you are, or someone in your family is spraying with like Gramazole and Roundup. Straight away, I can tell you, that's going to be a negative. Yeah. It's going to be a big negative. Or even, for example, when you peep your window sill, there is a bottle of Roundup, but Bob or Grandma's bacon. You hide these things. You look around and your place. No, it's very important. I got a story, for example, that some years ago, the Green Globe people were coming through, to sort of promote Dominica as a Green Globe. When they came to the north, they saw this Gramazole spraying, and trust me, they went straight to the airport. You need to be very careful about that. And I just thought I could share that with you all, because you really try to understand what we're trying to promote this country as. Okay? That's just one point. In the introduction, there are a lot of farmers, people, ladies and women who are farming, men in farming. Something that's very good to have on your farm is on your boundary of your farm. This thing called Gloricida. Your boundary, every 10 feet you put a Gloricida stump or whatever it is. Why? It's a legume, which means it's really high in nitrogen. That's basically what it is, the leaves and everything else. And you could use the leaves in your composting, because it's high in nitrogen, to transform whatever you're doing. So we could also have the Gloricida, on the front of it, a lot of pigeon peas. And in case you go into the pigeon peas, then you have to make some pigeon peas soup for the people on there.
Yeah, the pigeon peas,
you know?
Wow.
Or pigeon peas and rice or whatever it is. You know, it's a legume also, you know? And these things you can use, and of course your home waste, the kitchen waste. Not the plastics, not the bones, not the styrofoam. You got to put that in one spot of your farm, some corner to rot, let rot. Every now and then you add some leaves to it, and leave it in the corner there, you know. And perhaps every week you just turn it over, wet it nicely, and turn it over. In a matter of 8 weeks, that turns into compost, which you could put into your vegetables. You know, so composting is something we need to get used to. You know, it's like on the farm, you're recycling basically yourself. Okay? Something that's very good also you could do, just get a drum, just empty plastic drums, have it on the corner of your farm somewhere. And the same leaves of the Gloricida. Okay? You could put it, let's say, into an onion bag. You know, you buy an onion bag or some bag, and then you can get some cow manure, put it in a bag, and you together put it in a drum in different bags. One bag of the leaves of the either pigeon peas or Gloricida, and you leave about 90 days in that, tied up, cover it plastic nicely, and there you have a tea manure for your vegetables. You transform it into a tea manure, and so you don't have to get all this kind of chemicals put into your vegetables. Yes. Almost like a 1-to-1. You could put, for example, one onion bag of pack it nicely with the grosida or the pigeon peas, leaves. No, you must use it not when it's flowering. Why? Because the nitrogen gets into the flower and eventually the fruit. So not when it's flowering, So all the juice, all the nitrogen is in the leaves. Understand that? And then you get the what you call the cow manure in another bag, and then you eventually put it into this drum. You put some heavy stones on it, but it's going to rise, so you put some heavy stone on top of it, fill the water, and in 90 days time, you got good to go. No, that stuff, that liquid is so powerful. You got to use it in a ratio of 1 to 3. You use 1 portion of that to 3 portions of water, and you spray your vegetable. And trust me, you're gonna see them fly. You understand? So, sorry.
Mr. Green, I think you have an apt surname, but you talked about people using Gramazone. I think people don't use Gramazone out of choice, they use it out of necessity. Because most people don't really know alternative ways of ridding their garden of weeds.
Right. Good. So which means that down the road, you need to sacrifice into getting a weed whacker. And I said, no matter what leaves, no matter what it is, you got to store that up. This is good stuff. Don't throw it down the cliffside. Get it into a corner. What I do on my farm, for example, I have 4 chambers. You get some old man here, I have 4 chambers. My kitchen, I fill my grapefruit today, my fig in my kitchen. I put in that chamber, that's 1 chamber. Okay? The 4th chamber is ready for storage of the compost, the final product. But chamber number 2 and chamber 3 is to do the mixing. You mix half of green and half of brown. When you do the brown grass, the grass was dry, it dries. But when you come to do your compost, you get green grass, and that, you mix it, you put it in that chamber. Next week, in a week's time, you put it in the other chamber. It's wet it properly. The following week, you put it back in this other one. So 2 and 3 is ready for interchanging every week, where you turn it over. Till after 8 weeks, you just find yourself having a nice dark black stuff, which you can use into your vegetable. And this is how you will show the tourists, not the tourists, but the visitors, that how you do your, and what is eating on your farm or wherever is really organic. And you promote the country as that kind of country, nature island. So I just thought I should just...
If like somebody have a big field that was used with Gramazone and manure, is it good to do organic farming on that spot?
That's a very good question. You have, for example, 2 acres of land. What you could do, you could start the ball rolling by getting a small area. Normally, in tropical countries like ours, it takes about 2 to 3 years to transform, if you're using Gramazone all the while. The soil, the land has to be rested. But remember, you got to eat, You got to eat. So what you could do, you could take a portion, you can say, okay, this portion here, half a quarter of an acre, I'm going to do, or not in quarter of an acre, 1/8 of an acre, I'm now going to not put Gramazone or Roundup in this. And you're going to start now giving the pen manure and so forth. You understand? And then you cut the grass, you don't use weedicide. You cut the grass, put it in the corner of that small area, you wet it up nicely. And little by little, you do that. Because the other areas, okay, you might still be using the Gramazone and so forth, but you try your best to slow down it. Till eventually, after the 3 years, something is done and you can have this whole thing. But I like, especially in Northeast here, where you do a lot of Gramazone in the bananas and so forth, I can expect you in 1 year, you kind of just be resting. But now as tourist people, now, if you're going to visit on your farm, I think you need to start thinking that way. Okay? I just thought I should show that with you all. Of course, I don't have to emphasize because she's done it already about clean environment. Plastic, styrofoam. No. If your neighbor is doing the place and so and tourists coming in, hey, yes, you don't go and clean it. It's not you to clean it, it's the neighbor, but you can't let the tourists look at that, or the visitor. So you go and and you show it, so they'll see eventually, what I'm trying to she's taunting me, man, or something. So, you know, but whatever you do it yourself. It is, you know, you having a visitor by you.
So who comes to visit you in Bellevue? What type of visitors?
The only person that has not come to visit in Bellevue yet is a lady by the name of Martha. She's promised. And
I didn't promise you.
she has other rights. So don't ask me that question. I'm not going to answer that question. However, this morning I've been in talk with two people who's coming from the United States. This is what Madam husband and wife. And I'm making arrangements for the 26th of November to visit our family. Not just me, it's a group of us. Okay? One is specialized in herbs, that is Roy Ormond.
Yeah.
Herbs. I show you a bit of Roy. You bit of Roy. The other one who's into everything basically. And basically.
How did they find you? This is important, I need to hear. How did they find you?
No. Well, on the website they do Bellevue Shopping Organic Family. You know, we're on the website. Okay? And I keep getting calls all the while from people, you know. We're very busy at the moment.
Okay, I have a question.
Easy one, eh?
You want to move from the normal to organic.
Yes.
It will take a while to get into organic eventually.
Yes.
But as we go along, okay, we have to take care of weeds. In an organic farming environment, how do you take care of weeds? We also have to take care of fungus, pests, and those things. So how we do that in an organic environment?
This is a very good question again. As I said a while ago, take for example the weeds or weed whacker. In terms of pests, there are some plants, there are even some plants you can utilize for pests. For example, you're doing tomatoes, for example. Okay? Normally they have this whitish thing in tomatoes. This blight. You could get some, what do you call that, spice.